Hello, collectors, and welcome to the workshop. I'm Peter, and today I'm going to be showcasing 9 of my favorite record releases from my own collection. Now, you may be asking yourself, hey, Peter, man, why only 9 records and not a nice round number like 10? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple, and it's right behind me. I've got this vinyl display wall in my office, but it only holds 9 records, and honestly, it's time for a change. All right, are you ready to get started? Number 1 on our list, Colors by Beck. Released in 2017, this special edition contains the full 40-minute album on 2 red 180-gram pressed records. This release is really playful and full of energy. Beck is one of those artists who always reinvents himself with each album, and with Colors, he wants fans to engage with the music in a more tactile way. And honestly, he nails it here. Check out this inner gate. It's vibrant, modern, abstract. It almost feels alive, like you're moving along with the music. And then you've got this inner sleeve, which I think is incredible. It mixes these bold, solid blocks of color with these transparent geometric prints in between. It's the kind of design you just want to hold up and play with under the light. My favorite part, though, has to be the cover itself. It's actually customizable. You can play around with variations until you find that one look that you like best. Every time you set it up, it feels a little bit different, which makes it super fun to handle and to display. This isn't just a record you want to keep tucked away. It's meant to be interacted with. And honestly, from the sound to the design, the Colors Special Edition is an experience you can feel in your hands, and you can see that on the shelf as well. I really love this one. It's a great way to get started on the wall. All right, so for our second entry, I am going with Wall of Eyes by The Smile. Isn't this incredible artwork? Originally published in 2024, this is the light blue pressing on a single disc at 180 grams. It contains the full 45-minute album. The Smile is sort of a Radiohead offshoot band, and as such, I could have gone with pretty much any of the releases they've put out. But the bold abstract contrast on this cover make it a real standout, for me at least. This one's a gatefold, and the artwork inside just looks stunning when you open it up. And also the inner sleeve keeps things fresh with a black and white sketch style that really complements the bold cover. Now, then there's the record itself. It's vibrant and blue, and this pressing just looks amazing and ties the whole package together perfectly, I think. Altogether, this is a release that is as much about the visuals as about the music, as is typical for Thom Yorke and Jonny Greenwood. And that's what makes this one of my favorite showcases. Yep, this has to be one of my favorite album covers of the last several years. So, let's put it up there. All right, next up, Reflector by Arcade Fire. Originally released in 2013, this is the 2018 pressing of the full 85-minute album on 2 standard black discs. All right, Arcade Fire really went all in on the Reflector theme with this release. The artwork is monochromatic, but even on camera, you can see that this kaleidoscope of reflective light bouncing off of the cover is just stunning. It's almost like it's been dipped in oil and is just waiting to get lit up. This is another gatefold, and inside you get 2 inner sleeves, and both are treated with that same reflective design. It ties the whole package together perfectly. Now, the records themselves are standard black pressings, but they sound fantastic. They're clean, powerful. The production is great. And honestly, the simplicity works here because it doesn't take away from the overall presentation. Altogether, it's a striking release, one that feels just as much a visual experience as the musical one. Okay, so the next one is actually one that's pretty special to me, and that is From the Gallery of Sleep by Night Verses. Released in 2018, this 62-minute album is presented on 2 standard black LPs. All right, no fancy gimmicks here, just an absolutely surreal art design that's both haunting and beautiful. This comes from a 3-man instrumental rock band out of California, and the music fits the artwork perfectly. The real highlight for me, though, is personal. I met the band after a show, and they signed this copy in gold marker. It just pops against the monochrome cover. And honestly, this might sneak into my top 40 albums of all time. But that's a conversation for another video. This one will look great up there next to the others. So here we go. Okay, just about halfway through. This next one is one that I particularly love, and that is Sunlit Youth by Local Natives. Released in 2016, the special edition of the album is presented on a clear 150-gram LP and contains the full 46-minute album. Okay, this one was a fantastic used record store find for me, and honestly, this special edition is exceptional. At first glance, it looks like a standard thick sleeve, but inside you get not just the record jacket, but 12 full-size photography art prints. These aren't flimsy inserts either. They're printed on a high-quality 12 by 12 cardstock. It could fill my entire wall display with just these, or even frame them and create a cohesive, curated art piece that would look amazing in any room of the house. And then, of course, you've got the record itself, pressed on crystal clear vinyl. It feels intentional, almost like a camera lens that you're looking through to capture the shot that are featured on the print, which I think is really fun. This release really nails it. I mean, it's style, substance, and taste. It's kind of a package that reminds you why collecting on vinyl is such a unique experience. All right, let's find a spot for this guy. Okay, number 6 here is dear to my heart, and that is Waiting by Thursday. Released in 1999, this is the 15th anniversary edition, containing the 34-minute album on 1 LP plus a 7-inch demo disc. This one's kind of a nostalgic pick for me. This band out of New Jersey really helped shape my core musical language, and this is the anniversary edition of their debut album. It comes with 2 inner sleeves, plus a bonus 7-inch pressing of 3 of their demo songs, neatly tucked inside. The 7-inch has this red and white dual design that matches perfectly with the 12-inch pressing, and together they look fantastic as a set. My favorite feature, though, is the front cutout, I think. Depending on which inner sleeve you use and the direction that you slide it in, you actually get to change up the visual presentation a little bit. It's a clever little detail that makes this release feel a little bit more special. Altogether, it's a thoughtful anniversary package, one that hits me with nostalgia and still feels fresh every time I put it on. Okay, fly away. Something a little bit different with this next one. Some soundtracks. And this is a symphonic celebration, Joe Hisaishi. Music from Studio Ghibli Films. Now, I am an incredible fan of Studio Ghibli. In case you may not know this, let me show you something. Guilty as charged. This is my childhood for sure. I remember receiving a VHS of Castle in the Sky when I was really young, and it was the Japanese version with no subtitles. And of course, I was enthralled and couldn't stop watching that over and over and over again, even though I had no idea what was going on. But the music brought me into this world of Ghibli, and I've never left. Released in 2023, this 1 hour, 20-minute symphony is presented on 2 standard black 180 gram records. Okay, all I'll ask here is, does a cover get any more Studio Ghibli than this? I mean, I just love that these legendary soundtracks are finally getting the high-end classical treatment that they deserve. These performances are arranged and conducted by Joe Hisaishi himself, and every instrument absolutely shines. This is really a heartwarming, cozy addition to any collection, and one that I'm glad to have on vinyl. So thank you, Mr. Hisaishi, for incredible experiences. Okay, so now this is one of my favorite bands of all time, and that is Thrice, with their release of To Be Everywhere Is to Be Nowhere. This 46-minute comeback album was released in 2016 and is presented on a single 180 gram orange record with black splatter. This is definitely a biased pick, and yes, another monochrome one. Maybe I'll do a full black and white display theme on the channel someday. But what I love about this artwork is the contrast in theme, if not in color. I mean, structure versus chaos, which is exactly what I've always appreciated about their music. The booklet is a standout, alternating between simple lyric sheets and full spread art and photography. It's very muted, very clean. It really sets the tone. But then you get the vinyl itself, an explosive, translucent orange with black splatter. It almost to me looks like a Molotov cocktail crashing through the design. And that's the highlight here for sure. I mean, both figuratively and literally, right? A chaotic statement hiding beneath control and precision. Altogether, it's a package that mirrors the music perfectly. More to come with Thrice soon. Their latest album is coming out in October. I've already pre-ordered it, so you can look forward to seeing that on the channel in a couple months. I'm very excited for this last one. This is definitely one of my favorite picks from this year, and it is the original soundtrack to Scavenger's Reign as published by Mondo. Released in 2024, this soundtrack is 43 minutes long and is presented on a 140 gram record with a splatter called Pollination. This is a mesmerizing release. Even before you open it up, it comes in its own clear plastic sleeve with the title and track list printed in a clean white font. Simple but elegant. But once you take that off, you're hit with highly detailed artwork that matches the animation of the show perfectly. The gatefold itself is stunning with an iconic set piece right at the center. And the insert is clever too. It's actually built into the cover and reversible. So depending on which way you flip it, you can feature one of the two characters on the front. It's completely seamless and gives you some flexibility on how you want to display it. And for the poster lovers out there, yes, it does include one. It does have fold marks, but I'll admit the design is fantastic and it's a nice extra touch. The record itself is pressed in what they're calling a pollination splatter. This looks beautiful. Okay, it looks like some kind of otherworldly flower you'd want to get close to, but if you've seen the show, you'd know that that would probably kill you. So altogether, this collector's edition delivers on every front. All right, well, let's see how we're doing on the wall. Now, for those of you who are waiting for that bonus and who aren't happy with just 9 selections and need that even number of 10, I've got something for you. Not a vinyl release. Again, I don't have room on the wall anymore. However, what I do have to share, speaking of Mondo, is the Art of the Soundtrack book. Okay, the Art of the Soundtrack by Mondo. If you're into vinyl records, movie scores, or just gorgeous design, this is an absolute treat. Mondo has built its name on bold artwork and limited edition soundtracks, and this book pulls all of that history together. Okay, inside you get page after page of stunning full color art, from alternate movie posters to some of their most sought after soundtrack releases. The print quality is fantastic, with heavy paper that makes it, really pop. And it's not just eye candy, you also get insight into the process. You get some interviews and behind the scenes stories that give some context to the art. It feels pretty curated, and you can hold it in your hand, which is really nice. For collectors, it's both a reference and a display piece. So something, you'll keep coming back to. All right, well, that wraps it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed our time together, and I hope to see you soon. Until then, keep collecting and have a great week.